in here. You said something.
Here's the thing. If you put your finger in my face again,
I'm not.
put your finger down.
You know it's got to be a red alert, and it's got to be awful if they somehow got under Mahdi's skin and got him mad. And who else to do it but Danielle? Yes, the very small person is back for whatever reason, and who had it on their bingo card that she was going to be the one causing the most drama when it comes to the reunion, when they're bringing back all these people. I know I didn't, so that is interesting, but I'm going to venture to say it was mostly her right off the bat. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the episode of 90 Day Hunt for Love where all is revealed with Rob and see what's up for next week, which is going to be interesting. And our favorite writer, Mick Jost, is back with a great riveting article that I completely disagree with, so stick around for that one. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, hit the all notifications so you can get all of those videos. Videos are dropped Monday at 5 a.m., Tuesday at 5 a.m., and Thursday at 10 a.m., so look out for all of those. I appreciate all your support as we grow. More content I can do, so y'all are amazing. Let's get right to these previews for next week and see what's going on with them in madness world that is 90 Day Fiance.
Next time on 90 Day Fiance, the couples tell all.
Ooh.
I was really rooting for you, but
Oh.
You lost me when you said you can't take a whore and make her a housewife.
Why would you lose him on that one? For one, Sean needs to get off of his whatever, trying to divert attention from the madness that is his own relationship. So now he's saying, you got me when you said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, which Amini basically said about Annie / Brenda / Tijuana Hooker when she was mad at her. I completely disagreed at it because she was angry and because Amini was completely the same in almost every aspect. The manipulation, the trying to do all these things for money, the basically putting your family to the side. She really can't, until she looks in a mirror, she really is not going to have a good thing to say. But she wasn't wrong about the person that clearly is using people for money, meeting them in the strip club, and then using and abusing them whoever comes her way. So she wasn't wrong about that. So him saying, you lost me at that, it'll be interesting, the reasoning why it made Sean so mad.
You know she's working as an exotic dancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know she's working as an exotic dancer. Literally, I don't know how much stuff was cut out, but just the fact that we found out that with the throuple, she's clearly using them for money. The other guy that got the bank account set up in his name, clearly she's using him for money. How many other people has she met and has used them for money? But yet she's working as, she's just like Pretty Woman. She's just trying to get ahead. She can't help it. She's just like Julia Roberts.
You still dance?
No.
Yeah, of course.
God, I can't with these people. I can't do it. Do you still dance? And Amini and her plastic self, which, by the way, all the regret in the world for the plastic surgery, and it's everyone else's fault but hers because they forced her to do it by saying, I think you're unhealthy. But I digress on that fact. The one thing Matt didn't do wrong is probably tell his wife that she might be looking a little unhealthy because of her weight. The skinny weight, by the way, not her being overweight, but being too skinny, which can be very unhealthy. But again, I digress. Anyways, but now they clearly thought she wasn't still dancing, and then she admits right there she is, which is not surprising at all. So the fact that they would be surprised really is more surprising and goes to their idiocy more than anything else.
Oh my God.
To me, it's a red flag.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, yeah, red flag.
Juan, are you getting a lot of DMs from women?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit?
Okay, well, when they go on these shows, that's really no, surprise at all. So let's see how this goes with the friend.
Look at that little grin.
See, immediately jumps because they asked something, which could be an embarrassing thing. It could be that because he's, communicating with other women and he is cheating or something, and he's kind of got that little grin, like almost like a micro expression kind of thing. Or it could be simply you're talking about something kind of embarrassing and uncomfortable because once you're on a TV show, you're clearly going to get more attention, and you'd kind of do that little, who knows? Either way, it's not Megan's place to be like, look at that grin right there. Look, she is trying so hard to get them broken up. And although I have plenty of problems with their relationship, this isn't her place. It's theirs.
I mean, they at least think that they're getting into him some way, somehow, which they are.
Okay, Megan, let's look at your DMs. I mean, go ahead and put out all the people that send you stuff. I'm sure you have all kinds of crazy things. Bad, negative, people trying to hit on you, all kinds of stuff. But no, let's focus on one. Megan's married too. Let's ask her husband what's going on. You're on the TV show too. Maybe not as big of a role, but I guarantee you have some of the same stuff going on.
You're her best friend, but this is our business. You don't have anything to do with it.
And by the way, he would have been completely justified there in saying, listen, all due respect, actually, no freaking respect. Get the hell out of our relationship instead of being like, you got nothing to do with it. You'll stay away. He's trying to be nice in a sense, but this is the problem. She's sitting there right next to him, not saying a damn thing. It's her best friend. She should be putting her in her place. It should be done. She'd be like, stay out of my... I love you, Megan. You're my best friend. Stay out of my relationship.
You step aside.
Bitch, bye.
Jackie is here to give her take.
Oh, Jackie, the fun one. Clearly the great influence in everything. And Aaliyah, I'm just going to go ahead and take all the time in the world and be 2 hours late to the wedding. They're all just awful.
These newlyweds.
You were the person I relied on to help her.
That's okay.
I think it's funny how he waits to the tell-all, though, to take out all this frustration. There was some stuff in the moment, but really nothing crazy on the wedding day. But now you're going to take it all out on the tell-all. It's just interesting. It's performative. Aaliyah, Sean, I already forgot her name because she's that forgettable. But anyways, they're all just awful. All just awful.
When you think about a marriage, they're like missing a key component.
That key component would be
Being in love.
Well, the person that I originally fell in love with isn't next to me.
Oh my God.
100%. But again, this is the problem. The person you fell in love with is not there and wants to be a woman. And that's what's this road going down. So fine. Aaliyah wants to do the whole thing, wants to go forward with it. That's up to Aaliyah. But you've known this, and the fact is you both are still going forward with this for what? Aaliyah knows you ain't into it. You know that you ain't into it, but you're both still here. So either break up or accept the fact that you're going to be miserable the rest of your lives and stop complaining about everything. Both of you.
please welcome Danielle.
Why even? Why? Why?
I want to ask you about...
Oh, is that... Juan? Watch your back. If that's her girl, Danielle was about as trifling as they come. For one, she has no good sense. For two, she was just... insufferable is the best word I could say for it. And she got done wrong. Don't get me wrong. Her boy at the resort, I can't even remember, Johan, I think. Johan was his name. I mean, he clearly did her wrong, obviously. But she was hard to listen to and be around. She just was. She thought she was better than everyone, and then yet she got done wrong. So it was hard to feel bad for her, but you kind of did. But yet now she's trying to give advice when she can't even make good sense out of any relationship of her own. This is the problem. They need to bring some people on who actually have some good sense. Why not bring some people who are in good long-term relationships? Not, I'm on my 5th boyfriend this week. I'm on my 6th girlfriend this week. No, like someone who's been married for 10 years or been with someone for a long, long time that could say, hey, y'all are not going to make it. I'm just going to be real with you.
About an online interaction you had with Shekinah.
Oh.
Shekinah getting it from all angles.
That I was hitting on Sarp.
Well, when you're right, you're right. Although Shekinah needs to look in the mirror when you're talking about trash. But she's not wrong about Danielle either.
What is she talking about?
So it's her inclination that she's just lying.
You don't know
We'll see.
anything about me. She called her a bitch. You're just
Why on earth is a Minnie jumping into this? Because now she's trying to get her licks in because her and Shekinah were fighting. Here they go.
My face again.
Okay, I'm telling you, to get Mahdi to that level, so I don't know what she did, but we haven't seen Mahdi lose his composure and get mad like that at all. Like, even when he's concerned about, Stevie not telling him the truth about things, he hasn't lost his composure. He's just said, I'm concerned. That's it. So for him to lose his composure against random little person Danielle running around here like she's got control over something, she takes it out of you, I guess. Or she can pull it out. She knows how to push the buttons, but disregard. I just Get away from me. Needless to say, the second part of the tell-all is going to be interesting, and clearly they're saving the big drama for it. It wouldn't shock me if they shot it out of sequence, because they really hoped that Big Ed was going to be the one that was going to cause all the problems, when in reality, he didn't really he was just kind of trying to be funny, but it wasn't really landing, and then the whole, oh, he's going away with Greg's mom, ha 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 ha, which, okay, fine, but it wasn't drama-filled, so they might have shot it out of sequence, and then they realized that Danielle was the real drama, and so now they're plugging it into the second part. So we'll see how that goes. It is interesting that it's only 2 parts, because they did, but before the 90 days, or last resort, I believe, was 3 or 4 parts. Before the 90 days was 3 or 4 parts. Like, this is the first. It's only 2 parts for the OG show. That's interesting. Now, I'm not against it. I think they go too far with all the parts to the tell-alls, and they're just stretching, and it's just boring, and you're like, why are we still here? We could have done this in 1 episode. So I'm not against it, but it's just kind of funny that they did. Let's see what we got in store for 90 Days, The Hunt for Love, because drama continues with that one too.
Am I in? If I stay here?
Oh, Colt's going to shoot his shot with Courtney, the prize, I guess, in Colt's mind, maybe. Everyone can have someone, but Courtney, have fun with your gossip, Colt.
Like you and Usman, you guys have been so weird to me today.
Well, I think he likes you more than just a friend.
You like
Usman,
like...
Usman's an opportunist. That's what he's. But yet he's not going to put all his eggs in one basket. That becomes clear.
I'm getting tired of Usman not making any moves.
Oh,
so I don't know if I just give up on him at this point.
Well, unless you just want to be the sponsor for the green card, which that's been ever elusive, because the old ladies, it wasn't working for him with after they bought him the PlayStations and all that kind of stuff, which all of that was extremely weird. And I'm like, these ladies gotta have more sense than that. But I digress. My gosh, the digressions tonight. Anyways.
Get away from this.
Okay, let's go together.
Let's go.
I kind of like you, to be honest with you. I'd love to spend more time with you.
Look at this, though, when he walks away. Look at the hand placement right there. Not where, I mean, it's fine, it's on his back, but just how he's holding his hand is looks like he's very uncomfortable, like he doesn't know what to do, which is interesting considering he's had however many engagements, however many marriages, but he's still acting awkward as hell. One of 2 things. Either he's just kind of awkward, which is maybe the case, or a lot of this is staged and he's trying to make it look like something that's just not true. Because they wanted to, shoehorn him in there to have some sort of romance. So, you be the judge. Let me know what you think.
If I pay you a ticket to come to Lagos,
see, hedging bets.
Maybe ask me after the second date.
Okay, so they're gonna go on 1 date, and he's like, "If I pay you a ticket to come and see me, will you do that?" And she's like, "I mean, I don't even know your last name. We don't have a phone number. Like, you're talking about buying me a ticket." He is the opportunist of opportunists, and look, Chantel wasn't wrong in calling him a scam artist, even though she had absolutely no evidence. She was just going off of hearsay and gossip, which is wrong, but yet the assumption is not, it's a reasonable assumption.
I choose Nikki in order to make Courtney feel jealous. If she's not gonna step up, I'm moving to a different direction.
Damn. So he's saying if she doesn't step up, he's going to move into a different direction, but also admits that he's using someone else who might actually want to find someone. So basically, putting it on them, laying it on thick to make it seem like you're there for them, to make Courtney jealous. Like, that's awful. Like, you're just a bad person. And you're basically proving that you are the scam artist that Chantel said right here, while being so adamant that you aren't.
Everyone's been saying, oh my God, I heard you and Rob had sex. And I
was
like, well, it wasn't me. Rob's having sex.
It all comes out.
Like my next door neighbor right over, I thought that was Rob's room. It sounded like some sexy time happening. I was like that, like to joke around.
This is like the biggest middle school gossip circle I have ever seen.
I found out yesterday, that's actually Jen's room.
Girl, this is so juicy.
Oh my gosh, she's having a moment. I think Chantel needs a room with her juicy gossip, because she's getting a little hot and heavy over the damn gossip. These people have serious problems. They are not adults. They are perpetual children in adult bodies. At some point, you gotta let the high school drama gossip go. if you are still salivating over gossip, you have a serious problem and you are not going to be a serious person in a serious relationship. But, you know, they're enjoying it, so have fun with your single life, your perpetual single life, because that's what you're all destined for.
Have a conversation with Cole, and I think he needs to know.
Why?
Hey, Cole's coming.
Oh, magically, Cole walks up at the perfect opportune time. That couldn't possibly be the producers planning all of this at all. You ever get the sense that all of this is just laid out? I mean, they're not going to force Rob and Jennifer to actually be intimate, which they were. But, you know, they definitely are going to manipulate the situation, and they didn't have to put as much as they did on the camera, which they basically showed the act where it was blurred, but they basically showed it. They didn't have to do all that, but they know what they have when they get footage, and then the producers go to work like little worker bees just buzzing around, working drama. Some of it outright might just be scripted, which wouldn't shock me either.
Oh, there he is.
So for those of you guys who do know Rob,
Oh,
would you say that those
what?
are accurately representative of who Rob is?
This is the problem I've always had with Rob, because he just thinks he's God's gift to women. I'm like, my man, this is why you don't have a relationship, because there's confident and then there's cocky, and Rob is cocky, and that's the problem. You don't want to be you want to be confident. You don't want to be a sniveling little I'm scared of everything either, kind of like Colt seems to be right now, but you don't want to be cocky either, like, oh my God, I'm awesome at everything, when it's just undue. You're not even good at anything, kind of thing.
Jen, you were with him.
Here she goes.
Sleepover, something went down. Does he still look like that?
And the only reason she's doing that is because she's jealous. This has nothing to do with Cole. She doesn't care about Cole. She is trying to make him jealous not make him jealous. She is jealous. She's trying to get back at Rob for everything because he didn't sleep with her.
I haven't seen him for Eddie, but I guess. Have you seen
Oh,
him?
she lying. She lying.
I think you have. I'm the one getting slandered that I went and slept with him when it was you.
Well, she outright says it.
With him or go to his place.
I think a lot of people were just coming up with first I was Elise, now
They might as well, this is the crazy part, they might as well just say it at this point. They're denying it and saying, I think people are coming up with this. You are not so stupid that you don't know that it was caught on camera in some way, shape, or form. You know they have cameras in the rooms. You've been a part of this show. You know they have cameras everywhere. So them acting like it's not going to automatically come out, I don't know what the point of this is. These lies are stupid. Lies are stupid to begin with. All you do is, dig yourself a bigger hole. Lies beget lies, beget lies. It's better to be honest anyway. But these lies are just ultimately pointless. Like, why? Why are you lying to people you don't know or care about that you were intimate with someone else? Why?
her like.
I think she's jealous. That's what is happening.
Well, she is jealous. That's true. She is.
Myself to men. They look for me. It's different.
Okay, you do throw yourself to men. You did that with Rob. You threw yourself at Rob. So you saying I don't do that, you do that. I'm like, no, you absolutely do. You throw yourself at men. If they have money and you can get somewhere with them, you're going to throw yourself at them. So stop trying to act like you're high and mighty and they come and they throw themselves at you. I have no doubt that if you went to a club, you'd probably get hit on by a bunch of guys. Sure, but that's club life. You are the one throwing yourself at men who are the best opportunity or for opportunistic reasons. You were kind of frustrated with Cole. You threw yourself at Rob to make Cole jealous. Then you had Rob. You had your cake. You want to eat it too. So now you want to sample the goods of Cole. So now you're throwing yourself back at Cole. You're no better than Elise. So I don't know why you're trying to act like all high and mighty. It gets real, as you can see. But it's just God, I wish I could talk to if I could get a producer, talk to him, even if they wanted to be anonymous, I absolutely would, just to get some insight from behind the scenes, to be able to say, yeah, a lot of this is scripted. Yeah, I mean, they've done not reality shows, they've done documentaries and things like that, but being the one to actually talk to one of these producers that has something to do with it would be awesome, because I just feel like you'd basically hear what I already know, which is that a lot of it's formulated, a lot of it is scripted, whether the cast really knows about it or not. The producers are definitely handling that. So it's interesting to watch, but it's blatant for everyone to see. No one thinks that all of this just fell into place. It was orchestrated. It was planned. But let's see what our friend Mick Jose has to say about it, because he actually wrote about it again, and I just, Mick, I think Mick's probably a nice guy. He probably is. I don't have any problem with Mick. I just disagree with every article he writes, pretty much. What which is fine. We could disagree, but let's see what he had to say. He starts the article by saying, I was originally shocked by 90 Days Hunt for Love's revealing sex scenes, but the latest episode changed my mind. Okay, so I will say the one thing. I mean, Mick he's consistent. He's, you know, the main one I find stories that are being written are by Mick, so good for you. You write them. Like I said, we can have differing opinions, so I ain't mad at you for that. He goes on to say he was admittedly shocked at how graphic Rob and Jennifer's sex scene was. As we saw, they fully committing the act without being covered up by blankets and only seeing a pretty limited use of blur. I mean, it was covered by, it was blurred, so you could say limited because they didn't have blankets or anything like that, sure. But he was shocked, I say. But believe you me, there were nothing left of the mystery or the imagination. He says it's you know, in us, you know, not safe for work in order to, you know, so he can't play a clip if he wanted to. At the time, he felt like it was a little much, but trying to be some different type of spinoff. The latest episode, however, made it clear why this was relevant. When Jennifer talked to Cole the next day, he knew that she went back to the hotel with Rob, but when he asked her if anything had happened, she said they only kissed. So this is the interesting thing. What his take on it is that all the sex scene, all that kind of stuff happened, and they played it up and played so much because of the way it played out and the fact that she lied about it. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think the sex stuff fell into place, and so of course they were going to show that regardless, because drama begets drama begets drama, as we know, and this is a drama show. This is meant for drama. The Hunt for Love, that title is completely misleading because no one is actually going to find love on this show. So when that happened, they were just salivating on the side like, ah. And then they probably went into orchestration mode to try to figure out how they can make some of this. They would probably pull Jen to the side and actually told her, yeah, you should probably lie about it. That would not shock me. But acting like, oh, but how it all played out completely organically, that's why they had to show the clip like it was. So I understand now. All of this was orchestrated, other than the fact that they actually slept together, which, I mean, you have a bunch of singles on a beach in swimsuits all day. You're probably going to have someone sleep with somebody. That was not shocking. Their rooms are wired up. None of this was surprising. One thing that's for sure, it's not about love. They had to show beyond the shadow of a doubt that Rob and Jennifer had sex because it's clear this is going to be a major storyline going forward. That's especially true after the preview for next week's episode showed that Tiffany knew the truth because she shared a hotel room wall with them that night. Okay, so you had to show it without a shadow of a doubt. Look, they've done this a million times where they haven't showed anything, and then, but you know, because they show them making out beforehand, they show how it's getting, and you're like, you know what they did. They show them coming out the next morning. There are ways to do it without showing that graphic scene where people are going to be like, they can lie about all they want, but it definitely happened. No, they did that for the ratings and the drama. They did that to pull people in to say, oh my gosh, this is what they're showing. This is what's crazy going on in this 90 Day Fiance show. That's why they did it. Not for context, not for any of that. It was simply butts in the seats. That's it. And the way it played out and orchestrated was them doing all that later on, but they weren't like, okay, here's what we got to do. To make this context work, we have to show this clip of them actually doing it. No, because people were going to make that assumption anyway. They weren't ever going to believe them. How will Cole react? It seems like it's going to spread. Of course, that's going to be the whole storyline. I can't imagine that Cole is going to have any interest in Jennifer when he learns she slept with another man because she was upset about being shushed during an argument where he was defending her to another person. Okay. Is your inclination that Cole does not have some issues of his own because he was defending her? No, he took her as a possession before he ever even had any kind of relationship with her. That's the crazy part about that. You need to at least acknowledge that Jennifer is toxic, 100%. Cole is toxic 100%, and even Rob is toxic 100%. But trying to act like poor Cole, he's not going to want anything to do with her, he was trying to defend her, that is a ridiculous take. He is got issues upon issues upon issues. I don't know if it's because he's a pilot and he thinks he deserves it because usually people are going to throw themselves at him because they think he has money or whatever it is, but he clearly took a route that really came off as possessive and red flaggy, let's just say that. He asked her straight up anything happened between her and Rob, and she lied to his face. Objectively speaking, it's the worst way to gain trust in any relationship. I agree. Mick, you're 100% right on that one. That was a really bad thing because that is not how you game relationship. You lied to his face, knowing damn well that he was going to find out one way or the other. So either you don't care, or you know you're not going to be together past the resort because he can see it on TV. Whatever it is, bad to lie. All this being said, I'm back to thinking that 90 Day Hunt for Love is the best drama you can get based on what's currently available. I can't wait to see how messy things get. Okay, this is from the guy that was really feeling good about it in the beginning because they thought it was going to be an actual genuine show and be something that was going to be positive and optimistic. And now I like it because it's so drama filled. So complete flip there. You could have acknowledged from the get-go that all this was drama, but you had a little high hopes, Mick. I think you're a little bit wrong on that one, but I don't disagree with you on the trust issues, and everyone can have their take on the show. But I just think that this is some interesting takes, and it's really taking a lot of context out of it and not completely just acknowledging that these shows are run by the producers and their main goal is drama. That's it. They are trying to create drama. They are trying to formulate drama. They are trying to fan the flames of drama. They don't want a peaceful show. If they had a show where people met up, fell in love, and the hunt for love was successful, everyone coupled up and they were happily ever after, people wouldn't watch it. They wouldn't watch it the same because they watch it for the drama, and they know that, and they know that if they don't make this work, it's not going to go forward after one season. So they have their work cut out for them. We will see how they handle it all. Either way, the madness continues next week. Make sure you check out the videos Monday at 5 a.m., Tuesday at 5 a.m., and Thursday at 10 a.m. I appreciate all your support. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.